In this video, I will be showing how to load an image into the background or foreground of Character Creator 3 to create your character based on the existing image. So I've loaded the default scene into Character Creator 3, and I have an image on my desktop over here, and that's what I want to bring into Character Creator 3. So to do that, hold down the right mouse button, right click, and drag the image into the main window of Character Creator 3. And you'll see it appear there, and you can kind of place it where you want it. And then let up the button, and it will import it as an image plane prop into your scene. So here we have it inside the scene. And it took a little bit there to do, but not too long. And then you can actually move it around. If you select the proper tools, then you can move it all around. So I'm going to line it up with my character, and then I can see that the ankles are actually up a little high, so I'm going to lower it down a bit. But I'm going to see if that does it. And that actually does it. This one is about the right size already, so we'll call that good. So you can either leave this in the background, just like this, and work according to that image, or we could move this over here if we wanted as well. Use the other one, and then you can also, of course, rotate it if you need to, or scale it if you need to get it aligned properly with your character. So depending on what image you had, if you had an image that was just the head, you would, of course, size it to be a little floating panel right behind the head only. So another thing we can do that may be beneficial is to actually bring it in front of the model. And then we can, in its Material tab, we can go down and give it some opacity so that we can see through it. And then if we go into the scene manager and we lock it, then we can select the model through the picture. And so you can have the picture in the foreground if you want to. So I can then work on my model however I need to. If I wanted to pose the model, then I could go ahead and do that. I just pressed Control N on my keyboard to bring up the posing panel, and then we might want to move the arms down into the similar position, but I would probably work the other way myself and probably leave the character in the T-pose, because that's kind of ideally how you usually want to export it. But as you can see, you can line it up with the actual character. Now this is a kind of a supermodel image, so it's extremely tall. So if I morph my character, you see I can still get all the morphing things on it. I see the knees are lining up pretty well, but the waist is actually up a bit higher. So on the upper legs, I'm going to make it a little bit taller. Maybe the lower legs too. Make the model a bit taller. And I think that better matches this particular image. Now at this point, I might want to move the image plane. Oops, I have to unlock it before I can move it. I might want to select the image plane and move it back out of the way so I can see a little more what I'm doing. There we go. So as you can see, I've adjusted the model a little bit to better fit the image, and you can adjust it more as you need to. I think this particular model is a bit thinner, so you can do that. You need to select the selector tool to get the morphs when you move your cursor over the model itself. So then we can do other adjustments to better fit the model to the image and whatnot. And of course, if you need another image, then you can simply go and drag it in the same way. So like if this were a different image, I would drag it in, put it into my scene, and then in this case, let's say I wanted to scale down, want to scale it so we can make it smaller, then we can move it around, put it anywhere we want, and make it generally useful. Can rotate it. So if this were maybe a profile picture, you would put it like this and then move it into place so that you could see it beside the model over here, and then of course you would make it bigger again to be the right size. So anyway, you can see that that's very versatile. You can import as many image planes as you want and as many different pictures as you want. They don't have to be the same picture like I did here for my example. All right, hope that's helpful.